So, okay, thanks. Thank you. Thank you and welcome everyone. As I was saying, I'm Anusha Ramanathan. I work as a faculty in the Department of Center of Excellence in Teacher Education at the School of Education in TIS Mumbai. But what we're going to do today is introduce you to all the education programs that we have at TIS across both the campuses of Mumbai and Hyderabad. We don't yet have an education program at Guwahati, and we will take you through the questions that you may have, what these programs are about. And if you are looking at any other questions, feel free to interrupt us and ask. Feel free to use the chat. I will be looking at it, and I will be joined by another colleague of mine, Nilesh, who is also faculty at the School of Education in TIS Mumbai. But you can ask us questions about the Hyderabad campus as well. We'll be happy to take them. Yeah. I have two other colleagues. One is Nikhat. She's the center program coordinator for the short-term programs. She co-anchors that along with a lot of other responsibilities. She will be leaving shortly, but we also have a student with us here, and in this particular webinar, she'll also be a colleague who is introducing um, the center and the activities that we do at this to you all. If you have any questions, you can also get the student voice if you need so. Yeah. So what I'll do is I won't wait too much longer. Nice to see, yes, Malvika, that is the intention that we will introduce all the programs so that you are able to understand and choose what you would like to study. We are also happy to take on questions that you may have as a result of some of our presentations, and also about how you can continue being with us, even should you decide not to join us officially. We will do that, okay? And so I'm going to start off and kick this off. It's study education at TIS. I hope you are able to see the screen. And if something goes wrong, I'm sure Hia will let me know that I'm not audible or the screen is not moving or something of that sort. So thank you and welcome. So why education? I think we have made that argument plenty clear, especially during COVID. But as the nation is developing and as every nation is developing, education is considered to be a social transformation piece. And it not only uplifts society, it uplifts individuals and allows them to explore their capabilities. And therefore, when you join the education sector, you are in a way contributing to both people building, personality building, and to nation building. So if you should choose to be engaged with the development sector, then education is one of the areas that you're considering. We're happy to have you on board. We are happy to also tell you what else you can do with education. So the webinar will introduce you to TIS, to the programs that we have, and the admission process, which we won't have too many details of because the admission on our portal actually opens only on 19th. But we'll also let you know what are the other alternate ways that could be there should you have missed the PGCUET or, not done enough. And of course, there's always time for Q&A. And please feel free to not wait for that section, but to jump in with your questions at any point in time. So one of the things that we have is that this is a central government university. It is a deemed to be university that is funded by the central government directly. So we come under the central government. Our vice chancellors are appointed by the central government. And it's an institute that was started by Sir Daurabji and the Tata Trust in 1936. But in 1964, we became certified under the central government as a deemed to be university. And we offer a whole range of programs. We have multiple schools and centers, and we have campuses in Mumbai, in Tuljapur, in Maharashtra. These are the two Maharashtra locations, and Hyderabad in Telangana, and Guwahati in Assam. And we are known for not just our teaching, but also our research and our projects. And so when you join us, you also get to learn and also maybe participate in some of the projects and programs that we do, not just in our department, but also in other departments, right? And we work at both, at all levels, local, national, and international. At the local, we have, as an institute, adopted the M ward, which is the ward in which we are there, and that's the closest lower income socioeconomic slum area that actually is there. And we work a lot with that. So we start from that local, the nearby neighborhood, to international in a sense. So you are welcome to look at it. And so in this, we have education programs. It is very well situated because education is actually interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and cuts across all sections. And so the first school that actually started, the first program that actually started for education was not in a school of education. The MA Education Elementary started in 2006, but it was housed under the School of Social Work. And then over a period of time, as we built capacities, as we developed and organized ourselves into a complete department, we began the School of Education, which actually began in 2012. But the program has been running for MA education since 2006. But the School of Educational Studies in Hyderabad then got set up in 2011, where they started offering an MA education. So the difference between education elementary and education, I'll explain in a while. But in 2015, we began an independent center, Center of Excellence in Teacher Education. It was formerly known as the Center of Education Innovation and Action Research. And we started with a initiative which was an award-winning, UNESCO award-winning, multi-state project that was called Connected Learning Initiative. And now we have gone on to have many more projects, etc. And we have merged and are a part of the School of Education. And we have also, the center offers multiple programs under the center. And so we'll introduce the programs to you. So we have, as a whole at TIS, we have 5 different kinds of programs, though you see 6 on the slide. The difference is that there is one program offered in 2 campuses. We have in the Mumbai campus, we have the Teacher Education Preparation Program, which is the B.Ed program. We have something that we have very, very proud of. We launched it in 2020 as an integrated B.Ed M.Ed program. And then we got permission from NCTE to have it as lateral entry and exit, which means you could come in without post having done your graduation, come in, do your B.Ed, get out after 2 years, if you should so choose to wish to do so. And you can also enter, having done your B.Ed elsewhere, you can enter and do the 2nd year and 3rd year of the program and take your M.Ed certificate. Should you exit B.Ed, you will have to do 2 years of M.Ed separately, right? So these are lateral entry programs where we have them. So B.Ed, M.Ed, 3 years actually has 3 programs involved in it. So there's this integrated, there's B.Ed, and there is M.Ed. And then we have what we have been offering since 2011 in the Hyderabad campus and 2019 in the Mumbai campus, MA Education. MA education is primarily focused on making you understand the sector. You could be looking at policy and research, etc. I'll get to those slides in a very quick while, but we offer it in 2 years in 2 campuses. So the teacher education and the professional education are both on campus, wherever you choose to apply, are both in campus, and you will have to be there for all the lectures from generally 9 to 6, okay? And then there are the blended and flexible mode programs, which are available for working professionals, for people who cannot leave, their families perhaps, and come down and be in Mumbai or Hyderabad. And of course, Mumbaikars can always do it, but or our Hyderabadis can do it, but otherwise. And so we had the earliest program of education, which is MA Education Elementary, for 2 years. It is a 2-year program. It's blended. And we have the latest entrant, our most recent infant of the program Cradle. We have MA in Education and Technology, and you can do this in 1 year as a full-time course, or you can do this part-time as more in a blended mode in across 2 years, where you would be looking at it. Both these programs are both Mumbai-based. So the only one that is Hyderabad-based is MA Education. What does it mean to be in a blended or flexible program is that you will spend about 50, 60 days across your program years on campus. That's a requirement. And so you will come in and spend with us at the beginning of each semester, perhaps during our so-called vacation period, so that you get hostel accommodation. You come in and spend with us some time, and we take you through lectures. And because we're very aware that you may not be able to spend too much time with us, we also make you work through Sundays and other holidays. But the time spent is 2 weeks to 3 weeks, generally 10 days to 3 weeks, depending on the schedule and the timing. And sometimes it can be for MAET, especially if it's a 1 year program, can be 3 times a year, because you will have to condense all of that on-campus activity in a year. Why are our programs something that you should consider, and how are they different from other programs that other universities offer? Unlike, as I said, unlike many other organizations, we are a very strong research center, and we have a lot of projects, right? And so the institute basically goes in with a lot of innovations that we have taken, and we scale it and we take it abroad. So for instance, the Connected Learning Initiative, which was across Mizoram, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, and Telangana, has now scaled to more states. We are also in Assam, and we are in Tamil Nadu, and we have also had some of these modules in Punjab and so on. And we also have an international version of the project called Connected Learning for STEM Education, CL for STEM, and that has taken us to Tanzania, Nigeria, and Bhutan. And we have many other international collaborators, and I'm just giving this as one example, but we work across, especially the Global South. We have had collaborations with MIT in USA, we have collaborations with Sussex University in the UK, and so on as well. So we have a largely cross-continent presence as much as a cross-nation presence, right? We don't yet have something in Australia from the education department, but this has ventures in Australia, etc. as well. And so we take these projects, and they inform a lot of our design of the courses. Some of these people who are collaborators come in and offer either a guest lecture or even host a whole course together, right? And so you have those opportunities that come in and you can learn, especially that comes through in educational design. We are very focused on instructional design and educational design thinking. And so those courses are, of course, available, but that also informs the way we develop these courses. We try and keep it to the field realities, though there must be idealism. And so you will learn a lot of theories as well and figure out how they map to practice. We are known for the fact that we have 60 plus multidisciplinary PG programs at TIS overall, and we have a lot of rigor. So I'm not going to work on this too much because I've already said a lot of this. But if you want to check out our campus life, you should check out something that I follow but don't always like because I'm the teacher and shouldn't. But it's TIS memes, and we have a vibrant student community that speaks up and shares. But we also have our Facebook, LinkedIn accounts that also share and give you glimpses of the student life. And if you want specifically for TIS Mumbai or TIS Hyderabad, both of these actually have handles. You can check out the TIS Mumbai CT at TIS handle for Facebook, CT underscore, and I'm sure Hia will share the links to you. And this Hyderabad has a Facebook account as well for SES, School of Educational Studies. And we also offer, as both TIS and the center, we offer academic support and financial support to the students. Definitely academic support as much as we can, and financial support as needs-based and as much as funds we can generate. We have been at the forefront. As I said, we have won many awards, and we have a lot of innovative products, especially in educational technology, but even otherwise, frameworks and inclusive education, cross-cutting reports that we are all part of, and a lot of publications and authorship, but also a lot of innovations in the field. Very simple ones, like maybe how a community of practice on a Telegram or a WhatsApp group can be molded as elements. So we constantly try and learn from our field in that sense. We have multiple awards. I've already spoken about a few, but we have quite a few in terms of the integrated technology in sense. Um, we have multiple partners. We partner with all kinds of organizations. This is from the School of Education and the School of Educational Studies. We partner with a lot of organizations for CSR funding. So you will have something that you can see, maybe SBI Mutual Fund, and you're like, what is that doing? Because it may have funded some of our initiatives. We partner with academic collaborators like MIT or UKIRE, etc. We partner with um, NGOs and with non-academic institutions or who are involved in academia, but who may be for-profit or not-for-profit, non-governmental organizations like Tata Classage or UNICEF and so on. And we partner with schools and other academic collaborators in a sense, because we are involved in school education. Yes, thank you, Hia. But also maybe the Facebook and the links if they have not got it. And what we have is, as we said, it's a robust program, and we have school internships. We partner with some of the schools are listed, some of them are not because the logos, but we partner with a lot of schools because our students go for school internship if they are in B.Ed and M.Ed, B.Ed especially, but they also go for school visits irrespective as part of the program, and so that they can get an understanding of the school should you not have it. We also have placement partners. We have a robust placement cell that is led by our students. At TIS, we believe that students should lead the placements. They know it best. And we support, but across all programs and campuses, you will see this. And we have a robust placement partners, and people have been placed in multiple things. And you can see that not all of this is true, it immediately strikes you as education. So we will introduce more about what the career options that you can have with these programs as we go to the program. And then we have the field attachment and the capstone collaborations, because we also are a research organization. We believe our students should do research as well and should be involved in product development. So we have capstone collaborations, we have field attachments that people go in and learn about organizations in the field and maybe research a bit on it as well. So all of these come in. These are the programs. You would have already seen them. That's why you're here. You may have taken any one of these papers, especially paper 11, and you're eligible to apply for all the programs that we have. This will allow you to apply for 3 programs at a time, so you can choose which ones. And we don't have a cutoff mark for any of the paper per se. It will be based on the applicants, and each of these papers will be given equal weight, right? So it doesn't matter if one paper was more tougher or the other, and so the marks may change, etc. We will be currently not doing a weighted average for any of the papers. I come now to the first program that we have. One of our entrants, and just in the COVID year hit 2020, we began this program at CET. And it's a full-time program, which is on campus in Mumbai and for 3 years. And now, as per the NEP guidelines, has 120 credits for 40 credits a year. As I said earlier, you can join in year 1 and exit at year 2 with just a B.Ed degree, or join in year 2 and exit at year 3 with just an M.Ed degree. But the eligibility for M.Ed is you must have a B.Ed. What are the program highlights? School internship for sure. We have a whole year of school internship in your second year for the B.Ed students. and you must go to school every week. You go to school for 2 days, and we have block teaching periods of almost 3 to 4 weeks at the beginning of each semester, that you go into school and you immerse yourself every day for the school. So it is actually a more intense, regularized school internship. And we offer 4 pedagogy subjects: English, mathematics, social sciences, and sciences. And so, depending on what you're eligible for as per the NCTE rules, we will allow you to choose your specialization and we'll guide you for it. But should you, I'll get to the eligibility part in a bit, but should you have doubts, please feel free to write into us. We have additional coursework that you do with specialization subjects that you can look at in curriculum studies and education development and policy, inclusive education, and ICT and new media. We also have year-long internships, as I have already said, and professional formation courses, which may involve something like how do you do project management? Because even in schools nowadays, there's a lot of projects coming in and out. I've already spoken about the entry options. The career opportunities are that we focus and enable you to be teachers at middle school and the secondary school levels largely, but we do have a few students who have gone and joined primary grades as well. Faculty of Education departments, should you exit with an MEd, and the curriculum development and all these other policies will anyway be there. You can be an education policy analyst, educational planner, administrator, school head, or researcher in higher education. B.Ed is mandatory for you to join a government school. So that is the difference, right? And if you want to join a teaching organization, teacher education organization, which will prepare like a B.Ed college, right? And it's a government run, then MEd becomes interesting and important. Yes, Hia, go ahead.
I think we have a question in the chat.
Yeah, we'll come to that. We will, I saw, but yeah, I'll come to that. That's a bit later. We're just coming to these programs. I'll take you through the programs, and Naman, I will reach out to your question. B.Ed, primarily the eligibility criteria is that you would have to have an undergraduate degree minimum, postgraduate degree welcome, because if you have MEd degree validity does not kick in till you have a post-graduation degree in an academic discipline that is connected to school subjects. So you can have arts, science, commerce, engineering, medicine, pharmacy, but if you are there from a UGC recognized university, the relevant pedagogic specialization will come in. So what does that mean? If you're in engineering and you have done civil engineering, you would have done a lot of math subjects, but you may not have done as many science, subjects. We would have to check what you have done and then accordingly bring you into maths, pedagogy, or science. If you have done biomedical engineering, then you can't do math, right? You would have to take up science. So I'm giving that as a whole perspective as to what you would be, guided towards. And so we will guide you when you come in, but that is how the relevant pedagogic specialization comes in. These are NCTE guidelines. B.Ed, MEd comes under two provisions: NCTE, the National Council for Teacher Education, and the UGC. And so we have to comply with NCTE guidelines as well. We are recognized by the NCTE for our courses. Candidates with other professional degrees or courses, please write into us. We have a program handle called CET-program at clicksindia.org. You can write into us. And the program is for 3 years, as I said. I'm not going to get into all of these. For the MEd, you must have a B.Ed. Please note that if you are thinking of MEd. Now we come to another program, which is like the MEd, but different. For this program, you do not have to have an B.Ed. It is a post-graduation program in education. It does open up opportunities to allow you to also become teacher educators, but in private universities sometimes. And of course, the NCT guidelines have currently changed that to being that you can only be an MEd to do it, but you can join many other organizations, but the program kinds are similar. This is offered full time across two campuses. One is Hyderabad and the other is Mumbai. So if you join the Hyderabad campus, you're in Hyderabad. If you join the Mumbai campus, you're in Mumbai. You may have teachers teaching you across who may fly in and out, but you stay in that campus largely. And it's 2 years with 80 credits. You again here are doing a lot of programs, but here the focus is not on pedagogy specializations. And it is not necessary that you do a teacher education specialization. In EMED, as per the NCT guidelines, you must take up teacher education specialization. Here, you can choose to avoid it and focus more on ICT or on education development policies. So the choice is yours based on what you are interested in and where you see your career growing, right? We also do offer you curricular and pedagogic studies as specializations. But again, as I said, the choice is yours. So you have more options of what to specialize in. Um, uh, of course, even any of y'all can do more than the 80 credits. TIS allows you to take up extra credits, take up courses that you're interested in, should the timetable suit, join and complete all the assignments and get that also reported in your mark sheet. So you have extra credits. Uh, we offer competency and skill-based courses, very similar to what I was talking about in B.Ed. MEd. You do not have internship at school, but you do have internship that you have to do. MEd students typically will do it in a teacher education institution or in some institution that is teacher preparation involved. MA education students typically end up doing it in multiple places that deal with education. Could be a publication house, could be an academic body, could be UNICEF, UNESCO, depends on what your interest lies. And we have a lot of different kinds of partnerships. Could be even an NGO partner, working in CSR with education. We have experiential learning with field engagements. We do have a field attachment that you will be undergoing, where you spend about 15, 20 days with an organization, understanding it, and then coming back and reporting to us what you learned. And you have to work with research and complete a research. That is also there for the MEd students. Faculty is involved in multiple international collaborations, so you may get opportunities to work on those international projects, but that's not a guarantee. And so it depends. But you can, through our contacts, reach out and see what other programs are there available. You can work with policy. A lot of our MA students have worked with policy and program implementation, which is one of the reasons why we put them up at the top. Our placements have largely students have chosen those kinds of placements. But you can also be a curriculum and resource developer. You can be an evaluation and monitoring, research and higher education, of course. But you can also be a teacher. Some of our MA education students are actually teachers in schools, in private schools, not government, but they are teachers. And so you do have those opportunities available. And for this reason, we introduced in this last year, a program called Designing Classroom Experiences, because we realized that students need it. And so you will be doing this with MA in education. The eligibility criteria is very simple. You need to have an undergraduate degree. That's all that you require. You can be from any discipline and you can join education. And you will be able to apply for it. Now we come to the other blended learning program, MA in Education Elementary. This is blended. As I said, you will spend some time on the campus and it is 80 credits. And you will be looking at a dual mode structure. So you have online classes which occur almost every day in the evenings for different courses. And you will be also on campus at the beginning of the semesters, each semester in a sense. And we try to ensure that there's some flexibility, right? And so the FAs, etc., can be near your house, and you could do your research in, from the vicinity that you are in, rather than us controlling all the locations. We don't actually in our RD. Students have done in their hometowns their researches because you have your vacation period to do that, to collect data. The analysis can be with us. Our curriculum design for education elementary is focused on the educational elementary years, which is the foundational and preparatory as per the new NEP guidelines. Earlier, it was known as elementary. So the foundational and preparatory years. So the programs, even if you do courses in education of English or mathematics, we have specializations in English, maths, and science, and social studies. It will be focused more on the foundational learning and the preparatory stage years learning, so elementary school level. And then in the MA education and the B.Ed, M.Ed, etc., it's more the middle school and fifth, sixth standard onwards. And here it is still fifth standard in a sense. I hope that makes that something clear. We do touch upon till eighth because those were earlier elementary years, but it's foundational and preparatory largely. You can, and we have had students who have, we didn't used to offer a robust placement for this because largely we had working professionals, but we realized it is useful. And so we do, they also sit for our placement process. They have their own, all the students come together and we collaboratively look at where they could be placed, but largely elementary school professionals, educators in both government and private sector, but largely the um, private sector, and in government sector, it will be more like a consultancy or something of that sort. Curriculum development, here we have many across the country. You will come across quite a few who are TIS alumni, educational consultants, as I said, teacher trainers and educators, more through NGOs than through government organizations, and education researchers, school administrators, especially in the private schools. Now we come to the MA Education and Technology, and I'll try and answer your question also, Naman. This is more like a one-year program that can be extended to a two-year program part-time. And this therefore has 42 credits instead of 40 credits per year, right? And what we are trying to do is, again, it is flexible. You will spend quite a bit of time on our campus 50 days across the year, but largely in the vacation period. And we do take into consideration that you may not get so much of time. So Sundays and Saturdays are all taken up in our things. We have a lot of collaborators for even this course. We have worked in the past with Open University on digital badges, and so some of them also come in and kindly consent to taking guest lectures, etc. We work with other launches. It is the newest course in our kitty, and so it is launched in June 2023. You will study with leaders from professional fields from both academia and industry. So this is one of the courses that has really got a very strong industry connect. And we focus on educational technology specialization courses. So even if you're studying English, for instance, I am an English teacher, so I keep talking English, I'm sorry. But even if you should study English, we will be taking you to how technology can be embedded into an English classroom, or mathematics or social science or sciences for that matter. So everything is visioned through the technology lens, right? So we have assessment in MA education and we have assessment in MA education technology. And I teach both the courses, and then that MA education technology is assessment using technology. So how it can be scaled. So not that we don't speak about it in MA education, but that's not the focus. Here we will speak about general principles of assessment, but again, the focus will be more on technology. That's the difference for those who want to understand where these courses come from, right? And you have a capstone project that you do where you may build a product based on something, or at least a product idea that you can pitch, like Shark Tank pitch, but that's up to you. But at least you must come up with a product idea. That's something that we do want. The MA Education and Technology has multiple elements. We have an extensive engagement with practitioners from the industry. We have people from Tata Class Edge, from Capgemini, from all these other places who will come in and actually, anchor with us the program. So you will talk to people who are working in the industry. Um, and who are at the forefront of certain research things. So we have someone called Shankar Subaya, who is for resistive technologies. We just had a recent workshop with him, so I'm mentioning his name specifically, but he works with assistive technologies in Chennai, and he comes down and takes sessions for us in both the blend in online mode and in person. Just to give you examples, right? And so we have those in terms of the capstone projects, and we have field sites. We will do field visits when you're on campus and take you to other educational settings largely and research think tanks. We organize regularly workshops, etc., and I will take you through those also. What could be the careers that you have? Largely, many of these are working professionals, so they don't need placements. But again, we've had two placements that were recently done. One got placed in Champak, another in another tech company. Um, Education. So you don't have to be limited to technology. Champak is a publication house, but who's also trying to see how they can leverage technology. So you can be a technology entrepreneur because you have that capstone project that you may want to pitch. You can be a technology consultant or an advisor. Some of our students have gone in to become with NCRT and NCT, work with consultancy and education technology wing of theirs. You can be a program or product manager looking at technology development products. You can be an evaluator of edtech interventions, a researcher generally in the field, a curriculum designer, trainer, learner. You can be a content developer, and we have repeated that entrepreneur element. What we do is we organize ourselves in the school into research groups, and we have multiple research groups, 6 of them, and one of them is the Educational Technology Research Group. And from the EdTech research group, we offer a lot of programs and workshops which are open to anyone and everyone. So stay tuned and stay connected with us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, etc. And if whenever we're announcing open programs of talks, you're welcome to join us. And so we have people coming in from internationally to come and tell us something about these events or what is happening in the field, what new technologies are there, and generative AI and how you can use it, and what are the pitfalls, and so on and so forth. So we perform that in a sense. We have the eligibility criteria for MA Education and Technology is slightly different. You must have a 4-year undergraduate degree because it's a 1-year postgraduate degree or a 2-year part-time degree. You must have a 4-year undergraduate degree, or if you don't, you can have a 3-year undergraduate degree with a master's degree, which can even be a 1-year one, or it could even be a diploma, postgraduate diploma, uh, but it must be of at least 40 credits, right? So overall, you must have completed 160 credits of learning in order to join our program. Should you have any doubts, again, you can write to cet-programs@clicksindia.org, and we will be happy to take on with the help. We prefer your educational work experience, but it's not necessary. And now to go back to Naman's question, how will it relate with someone with data science and data analytics background? I hope I answered a part of your question. This is really not about data science or data analytics. It's about how to leverage learning technologies, right? So we are focused on how we can work with learning technologies. Does that mean that you can't use your data science background? Of course you can. You know coding, you know how to look at data. You can be into the evaluation strategies. We have an evaluation track. But the core idea is technology meaningfully integrated into education? What are these premises and principles of meaningful integration? If I can teach a child with no tech, then should I be teaching the child with tech? Is it worthwhile? At what age and how much of technology should be given to children? What could be the access rates? For instance, I want to build in collaboration between people. If I Can I do this only through technology? What could be those mechanisms where technology is present, but more importantly, social collaboration is present? And that is the fundamental kinds of philosophy of thought that we have developed this program from. So I hope that clears your perspective, Naman, but definitely you will be able to understand a lot of it. And we're assuming that people who take up MA Education and Technology may not have really got too much of education exposure in terms of how to think about education and what are good practices in education. And so we take you through that. That is the true for both our MA Education and all our programs, actually. Yeah. And yes, you can apply for, if you have taken only paper code 11, you will be able to apply in, no. So Mihir, I think I saw you last time as well, Mihir, but you do not have to apply for, you just could have taken any one of it, right? Paper 11 will allow you to apply for all programs, not just one of them. So you can actually apply, having done paper 11, just paper 11, you can apply for any and all of these programs of education. So don't worry about that. Yeah. So that's where we are at in terms of it. So I hope that clears your doubts, Mihir. Um, this is the eligibility criteria, as I said. What is it that we do? We, of course, have the EdTech talk, but we also, I mean, other than EdTech, we also have a group of educational development policy research group. And there also we offer a lot of webinars, especially, for instance, budget and its implications on education. We have a critical humanities and social science group that offers its own kinds of workshops, etc. For instance, peace education. We have a science and mathematics education group. We have inclusive education groups, etc. So we organize workshops on and off, and we open it up to people who are outside of the campus. And similarly, we are looking at, while we are working with it, we offer support. We have an academic support, we have varied tools. We allow you, because we are so education technology centric, we encourage you to use technology, but use it ethically and meaningfully. And one of my students has a quote from, I mean, has blown up a quote for me saying, use technology tools, but use your brains as well. And I found that that is not just my raison d'etre, but also the center and the schools, that you need to use it judiciously, use it with your imagination, your ethics, your creativity, and it will be wonderful. So we teach you all to do all of those. We have synchronous and asynchronous sessions. We allow you to open and explore other courses across the departments, etc. And we have hands-on workshops, which we sometimes open up to even outside TIS student networks, but we have many of these. And if you reach out to us, we're generally available to answer. As I said, we organize quite a few talks, seminars, collaborations with other universities, and we keep opening them up. One of the programs, I mean, one of the research reports we launched was the right teacher for every child. If you want to work with data, we have a lot of data across the states on how teacher education sector is performing right now. And 10 states, that's what we covered in that, and more actually. And so we have the EdTech talks, we have EDPRG, as I said, the Education Development Policy, CHAS, a lot of these things that we are focusing on. You can go to our site and check. We have a robust infrastructure and learning resources. We have something called a Rachna Lab. It seems like it seems very, at first glance, it seems like a place with some tables, chairs, and books, and some materials of, toys and games of playing, because we also have a course in materials development and chart papers, etc. The and an interactive flat panel, but what is there and what the resource lab is really is about your ideas and imagination coming to life, and how discussions with your peers and your faculty members will bring ideas to life. We also take you on nature walks, and we do star gazing and sky gazing if it's in the afternoon, and planet gazing a lot of times. You can see that. And we also have a very robust Rachna Winter School where we collaborate with a lot of teacher organizations across the country and bring in about 100 students of BEd every day, every year, to a residential program for 5 days and a Rachna Fellowship for a year that we began in 2022. And we have series of textbooks, etc. We also have a school synergy program where we robustly connect with school teachers, and we conduct programs off and on for them as well. And we keep this lab and resources open. Our library itself, the TIS library, is itself very robust. And in the Mumbai campus, you will find students at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the night sitting in the library. And they seem to be there more than they sometimes seem to be for our lectures. Though we have a very strict attendance policy of 75%, or you fail. okay, or that course. Um, that's important. I'm orienting you to importance of attendance. We work with schools, we connect with them, we have symposiums and conferences, and we bring in our school children to these programs and initiatives, and we try and connecting with regularly conduct training workshops for HMs across the country, for teachers across the country, for educational professionals across the country, and we try and involve our students to try and see what they can talk about, sharing their glimpses, and also conference papers, publications, etc. So some of these are conferences and publications that we encourage our students to write, and our assignments are some of your assignments can be converted into publications. We've had students in the past converting their course assignments into publications in even Scopus Index journals. Uh, so life at TIS is 360 degrees. It has a lot of work of academia, a lot of readings to do. We be warned. It is in English, लेकिन अभी मैंने जितने भी बात करी थी इंग्लिश में करी थी, लेकिन अगर आप में से किसी को कोई संकोच है, आपको हिंदी में जानकारी चाहिए, तो आप जरूर पूछिएगा. We try and keep it inclusive, but yes, the program ultimately is in English, and we will support you to reach the levels, right? And the peers are also fun. We have a lot of activities in the campus going on for fun. Uh, yes, now it's open to questions largely because what I have is largely from here. There is Malvika, the cutoff when you are writing. Thank you for asking, but there is no cutoff, which is for the education programs, because we have 5 of them, and these cutoffs are different. Last year, we had interviews in addition to PGCUET scores, and so it was an amalgamation. Many universities, after the experience last year, including TIS, decided that the 25% that you could give for interviews did not really help us in changing the scores of the PGCUET. So it doesn't help too much, right? So we may have given someone very high scores in the interview, but it still does not land them with the seat. And so we have decided to go only by PGCUET scores. Last year, we just had paper 11. This year, we have paper 3, 11, 15 for some programs, paper 3, 11, or 16 for some other programs, and paper 2, and so on for other programs. So I can't give you a cutoff, right? It will really depend on the cohort applying. And each year, it's really dependent on who applies for which programs. So sorry for that. Apologies for that. No, no, Malvika, absolutely can't be, because as I said, 11 and 3 and 16 are very different. So it doesn't make, I mean, this year it will be very different. So even telling you that doesn't really help in any way. And last year, it was not just a PGCUET cutoff mark, it was an amalgamation. So what we would know is an amalgamated mark. So no, that's not something that is at all useful to you. Apply and check. Now, in case you miss the PGCUET, right? We will, and in case we have seats left, or in case you didn't qualify, we have seats left, we will be doing, a spot admission interview, which will have its own paper that you can take up in campuses, etc. So we will be announcing that a bit later, but we will be doing that. But that's only should we have free seats, and should, you know, uh, that's the major criteria. Should we have free seats, right? So that's where it is. The admission process will begin on 19th May. So I don't really have a element. And another thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that TIS and financial aid, if I look at that element, uh, you will find on the admission site, and this is again available to all of you, you will find on our admission site the fact that the financial aid is something that also the government of India now supports. And you can also apply to the government of India, citing our, offer letter, should you get in, for financial support. Another question that generally comes up is hostel facilities. And the hostel facilities uh, is available to some people. It's based on merit, and it is not something that you can just look at and see. So I don't know why it is taking so much time to load, but the PM Vidya portal really gives you a loan which is interest collateral free. And so you can actually also apply through the government, something where you don't have to show anything other than really your offer letter to take the loan. So even that is available. And the hostels are available in both the Hyderabad and the Mumbai campus for all students, but um, it is on a need basis. And the education elementary and the MA education and technology students do not get permanent hostel facilities. They only get some, you get to come in and stay with us for the time that we have our on-campus classes. So that's where it is. We have a robust list of brokers because you don't always all get admissions into the hostel. We do, the STIS itself has a site of brokers that it provides where you can nearby places be able to share rent and rental accommodations. Yeah. If there are any other questions, I'm happy to take them. And if there's something else that needs to be shared, if there's anything, what are you interested in? We would be happy to know that and, work with that. I don't know if Nilesh, would you want to add something to what I have missed? I don't know when you joined, but yeah. Any other
Hi
questions, please?
Anusha, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Nilesh is
Thanks,
our
Anusha.
faculty at School of Education. And so, yes, he is. Yeah. Go ahead, Nilesh.
Thank you, Anusha. I think you covered almost everything. I don't think I need to add anything. But if there's any specific question or anybody who has
Yeah,
joined specifically for MAEE, I'll be happy to take up.
yeah. Any questions that you have with respect to all these elements, we are happy to take up. Shadayu, okay, all of you are writing into private chat, so I'm the only one almost able to read the questions. You work as an headmistress in Delhi, but so you want to take up, you're asking whether you can take up a distance education program. I'm sure you're interested in either MA Education and Technology or MA Education Elementary. Could you let us know what your questions are? You can also unmute yourself and talk. You don't have to type in. And Tanisha, you can apply to both campuses, yes, to Mumbai and Hyderabad. And the criteria for getting allotted a campus will be really based on the cutoff and for the respective, it's dynamic. See, even if you go across any institute, and any program, you will find that year one, maybe everyone applied for a program. And so the cutoff was really high. And in year two, everyone thought, Arey, isme nahi milega. So very few people applied for the program. The cutoff became very low. So it's very dynamic. It really depends on who is applying. And that is where the cutoff comes from. So do not please go by last year's cutoffs. Um, Apply, you know, and that's actually true for all courses, all programs, any institute, because it's really, that's the luck. It's on your cohort
Good afternoon.
that comes in. Sharayu, you had a question. Please feel
Yes,
free
I
to
have
unmute and talk. Yeah.
interested in the MA elementary education.
Thank you. Yes.
Now I'm working in Delhi over here, and how can it be possible for me to, enroll and get this degree? Is there any way or
Have you taken the PGCUET?
no, I haven't.
Okay. So Sharayu, we may, as I said earlier, we may, if we have free seats, and it will be program specific in the sense, but we may announce, as TIS itself, announce spot admissions, in which case we will have exams that you will take an entrance exam and have maybe interviews. I don't know, because we can't, I mean, I'm putting this up as what do you call, projected plans that we have, which will get implemented only once we know how we stand with respect to admissions. But should you not have taken, we will be announcing that also on our website and on these handles. Please follow our Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. And we will be trying to conduct these in centralized locations, if at all. So, our campuses of Mumbai, Hyderabad, and Guwahati for sure. And we were thinking Delhi as a satellite for those from the north to come in. And so on that day, you will have to come in and take the text exam. But should that not be a possibility this year, next year, PGCVT is also, I mean, something that's an option. We have, and Nilesh will be actually better placed. I don't know why I started answering this question, but we have people who are teachers, leaders, and in multiple education premises who are managing. You can take leave of absence for about 2 weeks. I think that you do manage to get in each semester, and we generally do this during
But
vacation period. Our
when
vacation and yours should coincide.
what I mean to say is that the initial period when you start with the classes over here, what is that? What in which month does it start?
It is slightly dynamic because COVID has put our timetables a bit awry, but it will be in this year, for instance, would be in July, and otherwise will be in June, or May. May generally we have it is when. Nilesh, could you also come in and
Yes,
answer?
yes,
And
yes.
also
So
the similar with the vacation of the semester, even semester. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so classes are held, as Anusha said, in during vacations. So during first year, odd semesters. Now, for last couple of years, we have been conducting in the month of July, um, uh, for the odd semesters, and for even semesters, it's roughly about,
We celebrate Diwali
yeah,
vacations, so
yeah,
it is
December,
around after the Diwali period.
yeah.
Generally, we have it either in November or December, depending on Diwali dates. So, but it is 2 weeks per semester. And so if you are able to, so if you are a student who is doing working and coming in, I will say something. We require you to have taken permission from your organization to have, you should be informing them and be able to do the program entries. So we do require you to, um,
So you mean to say it is 10 days at the beginning and then in midterm, 10 days.
yes, 10 to 15 days. I can't guarantee that it is always 10 days, should I? But yeah, about 2 weeks. Yes.
2 weeks in all throughout the year.
No, 2 weeks
two
plus
weeks
two
each
weeks
semester.
each
Okay.
semester. So 2 weeks plus 2 weeks.
Okay. 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 Thank you so much.
And because we try and pack in into Saturdays and Sundays also classes, it's therefore we are able to pack in quite a bit into that time, so that you have those number of hours and days really accounted for, which is a requirement of UGC for the degree to be valid. And the rest of the time you're doing classes, and those classes are in the evening because most of our students are working professionals. So we do have people in the, I don't know whether the current cohort has anyone who is an HM per se, but we've had in the past people who have been school headmasters or definitely leadership positions in schools, etc. Nilesh would again be better placed than me to
You know,
answer.
we have had diverse students so far. We also, I've also seen the director of Dadra and Nagar Haveli administration joining a program. So we have quite a diverse batch every
Group.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah, this year we have people who have worked with who have been working with Delhi government.
yeah. We've had people in our programs who are in SCRT, in NCRT, and who have joined these programs, and they have also leadership positions. But I understand that HM, as a headmistress, you will have admission responsibilities, etc.
The thing is that, you can take it as a feedback. I don't know how, if you can, I can request you for accommodation, because see, I've been very keen, and I've been stayed associated with the elementary school because that's my area of interest completely. And it requires specialization as well, though
Mm.
it's not seen with that importance. But that's the reason why a person being in elementary education and with experience of more than 17, 18 years, I still wish to pursue the program. But I feel there must be some flexibility. In,
There is flexibility already that we have tried giving you, Sharayu, because this is a blended learning program, as that's the first flexibility. And this is one of the first blended, this is the first blended learning program, MA Education Elementary, in the country. And it was primarily for professionals. But there are UGC requirements for a program certificate to hold validity, right? I mean, just like in your school education, there is a requirement of attendance, of participation on campus, and that is required. If not, then the other element is, taking up MA education through IGNU or something of that sort, right? I mean, if it is a blended program, there needs to be on-campus presence. And for that, it has to be across all timetables. So we do try and accommodate, but the presence on campus is necessary during those contact periods. And the contact periods are not very long.
yeah, I understand that. But in
Yeah.
case of, you do understand my question anyway.
I do, but I'm also saying that from a degree validity point of view, it is unfair if we allow, I mean, TIS cannot accommodate beyond a point, and we do try and be accommodative. So, for instance, you're not able to come in for, a couple of days. You're trying to make it up in just before or after.
That's exactly what
That's
I'm trying
yeah,
to say.
but that's a couple of days. I
Yeah,
mean, that will really be
yeah.
case to case basis. And so you're asking us to commit to something that we can't,
No,
uh,
no, a
you
couple
know,
of days only is what I'm trying to ask about, because
yeah. Yeah, we have accommodated. People fall sick. There are so many other reasons why something happens. So yeah, those are extraordinary circumstances. But a policy is a policy. And in other cases, we try and accommodate, yes. Emergencies are exceptions. I don't think we will get into that, but yes, we do try and accommodate. Nilesh, if there's something else you want to add, please do.
Yeah, no. I think as far as I've understood Sharyu's concern is this, that it's about contact period, right, Sharyu?
Yeah.
So it's,
fun.
yeah, so it's a mandatory requirement of the course.
Hmm.
So it is about 12 days, 12 to 13 days now, and that's mandatory part, because half of the classes are conducted online, in person, in those 12 days, 13 days, and then rest of classes are conducted over Zoom software. And this blended mode, as Anusha has been saying again and again, this is to basically cater to professionals like you. Yeah, so if you can meet that, I think you are the best fit for the program.
Yeah, we would love to have you in the program for sure.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
those are the criterias. And yes, we do accommodate. I mean, TIS is, as an institute itself, tries accommodating, but beyond, only up to a certain extent. We
Yeah,
can't.
the thing is that, there can be certain things, the academic calendars across two states can be different.
Yeah, yeah, they are. We can
Technically,
guarantee
they
that.
are,
And you're not the only.
yes.
So,
So,
and we will
seeing
have to
those things
accommodate.
is
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say.
absolutely. Agreed with that. But overall, yes, as I said, those 10 days become how you manage it and how we can give those accommodations. But those are very minor. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
you also understand because you're a
Yeah,
principal in the
definitely,
educational.
I do understand.
Yeah. So
Uh,
beyond that, yeah, as much as flexibility, yes,
yeah,
we do.
thank you so much.
Yes. We are known to be very student friendly and, try and accommodate a lot of
One more
fun.
reason is that, I am a student who has studied from the Tata Trust. I have studied in Vidyaniketan. It's a Tata Motors school in Pimpri Chinchwad. So I was very keen, that's the reason why. I have enrolled for IGNU though.
Yeah. No, as I said, if it is just about the fact that you can't make up time, then IGNU is the best way. But any blended learning program will have these requirements that the UGC does require to fulfill. And now everyone is, even the UGC and every academic body is becoming stricter. And so those will be there. But yeah, exceptions. Someone falls ill, very, very ill, they are in hospital. You can't help it. So you will try and see what you can do to accommodate, depending on the number of days, depending on the request for accommodation, depending on the urgency. So it's a case by case basis. That can't be policy. Policy is that you must be there on campus. Other questions, if there are any. We had questions on placement last time, and as I said, none of these programs stop you from joining any other organization. You build competencies. We have had students who have worked in education after having graduated and then moved on to becoming more policy centered or research based. And the researchers may be in Satva Consulting or something where the researchers are more about development sector and not just the education sector. So they have expanded, and you build those competencies through the education program. So you're not limited. You can join publication houses, digital media accommodations. Increasingly, everyone is interested in creating digital content for education and infotainment. We have people who have um, worked in, as I said, one of the latest placements that we have is in Champak Publications for their content in terms of the educational wing. So yeah, many, many. So all of those are open to you. So if you have questions, I'll stop sharing. Do visit our website. Do look at all of these things that Hia has been very kindly sharing. And write into us if you have any more questions, definitely. And Tanisha, I think I did answer your question, but just to say that whether it is a program or a campus, it will depend on the cohort, how many have applied to that program in that campus and in that program field. And then those cutoffs will be dynamic. But yes, you can apply for both. And the allocation will be first come, first serve. So if you make the cutoff in Hyderabad before you make a cutoff in Mumbai, then Hyderabad is allotted to you, or vice versa. You just, yeah. All right. If you have more questions around the 19th, feel free to write into us, reach out to us. We are available on Facebook, on Telegram, not Telegram, but we have given you links of our Facebook, our LinkedIn handles. The School of Educational Studies also handles are available that you can check out. Just type TIS plus School of Educational Studies, you will get that. Should you be interested in the Hyderabad campus? Both campuses, the Hyderabad campus has now come back to its old location. In between, it was in a new location. So now they have come back. And so there is hostel facility there as well. But again, it is based on provisionalization of limited abilities. It is on who is the most needy, economically disprivileged, and physically sometimes we do prioritize disabilities. And so persons with disabilities will get preferences and so on. So all the other rules that we comply with are straight central government of India rules. I'll also warn those students who are here who may look at vacations. We follow central government of India rules. And so we follow the central government of India timetable largely. And we do have the Diwali vacation that we follow, but that's also because of the central government of India elements, and those are the Diwali holidays. So our semester ends around Diwali time, but that's where it comes from. The fact that it's a June to December and Jan to July calendar kind of thing. So you may not get all the state holidays. So for instance, Jan 1st is a working day. Okay. So those become important criteria, especially if there are some young people joining us. Here, you want to join in and tell us something about, we have maybe a minute, tell us something about experience in the Mumbai campus. She's from the Mumbai campus. Anything that you would like to share? Not necessary that you have to, but if you have.
Hello, I'm currently enrolled in the B.Ed and integrated program in Mumbai campus. So the pros of being in this campus is like you get to engage with people from all over India, and like the whole campus culture is very diverse. The course is very enriching, and we get a lot of opportunities to explore different fields. Like we recently had an expedition with Disha Foundation where we were taken out bird watching and things like that. We were given an workshop. We attended a workshop on designing framework for school students, and also overall the experience is very enriching. And I really encourage all the participants today to consider a thought in joining this.
Yeah, we have, I mean, TIS has in the second semester at least, if you're on campus, um, many programs, cultural events, etc. And we have a journal, we have a Riyaz periodical that we come out with by students that has, their writings and musings on it as well. To answer your question, thanks for asking, Radhika, that you may not be able to join. What are the kinds of other ways that you can engage with us? I want to point out that you can continue being engaged with us through these webinars and seminars and workshops, etc., that we offer. And you can continue looking at some of our courses. So we have a lot of courses on TISX. This is a platform that we have for MOOC, and we have many free resources which are centered around teacher education. And we have some of these other elements in terms of through our projects that we have come up with of what can be used in education field. And we also have, yeah, it will keep updating in a sense, but we also have a lot of courses which focus on, I'll go to my dashboard. And so, designing learning experiences for English. These are short-term programs. This is not a diploma program. We have certificate programs that allow you to deal with these programs. So we have a certificate courses that you can get through these. So what you're seeing is my dashboard with archived courses that I've been, helping and facilitating at times. And so these are some of the programs. You can keep an eye out on us. You can reach out. This is called TISX, tisx.tis.edu. And we also announce this on our LinkedIn professionals and stuff like that. So anything and everything of those kinds, we do share on our social media. And that's how you can connect. We currently don't have a diploma program that is available to outsiders. We have cohort-based diploma and certificate programs, but those are very specific. For instance, something that comes with some state government that you develop and come in with. So yeah, currently not, but stay tuned. Next year, it's in the works. Yeah. Thank you, Hia. Yes, you can always write to us at cet-program@clicksindia.org, and you can stay in touch with us through the social media. We do respond. Uh, Maybe not immediately, but we are a very small team actually working on multiple projects and stuff. You can check out the faculty profiles. You can also, if you want to stay connected through projects, etc., we announce regularly how there could be some remote working opportunities. And so maybe that would be something that you might be interested in and apply for, Radhika and others. Yeah. Okay. Since there are no questions, we'll call it a day for now. And yes, I hope to see you soon on campus. so at least some of you, and all the very best. And have a happy, great weekend ahead. Thank you for spending your time with us on a weekend. Yeah. All right. See you. I'll end the call. Sorry, Hia can end the call. Yeah. Hia,